Welcome to the deep dive. So, today we're tackling a really compelling idea. What if you could build a huge company, like maybe even a $1 billion one, with a team that's, smaller than most tiny startups?
Yeah, the material you sent over suggests it's, well, not just possible, but maybe even better, more fun, more efficient.
Exactly. So, our mission today really is to dig into how one company, Gumloop, is actually aiming for that unicorn status, a $1 billion valuation with fewer than 10 people.
Fewer than 10. It sounds kind of crazy when you say it out loud.
It really does. We're going to unpack insights straight from their founder, Max Brodeur-Urbas, looking at, how they hire, how they run things, their culture, basically trying to figure out how they think they can make this work.
And pull out the practical stuff for you, the listener. What can we actually learn from this?
Right. So let's start at the beginning. Gumloop's origin story. It's quite the journey, right? Max apparently spent the first 6 months building stuff he himself calls terrible software.
Yeah, like all sorts of things. Video game moderation,
Yeah.
AI to guess kids' ages in VR,
Yeah.
even bot detection. Just throwing things at the wall.
And then, kind of as a side thing on top of another side thing, he builds the first UI for AutoGPT, called it Agent Hub.
And that seems to be where things clicked. The aha moment.
Yeah.
Max saw people getting super excited about AI agents, the idea of them.
But they couldn't actually use them.
Exactly. They didn't have the tech skills,
Yeah.
cloning GitHub repos, setting up stuff locally. It was too much hassle.
Okay.
But the real insight, the key thing, wasn't just about the hassle. It was realizing people were describing these complex workflows they wanted automated.
Right.
And these workflows, they didn't actually need some magical AI agent guessing what to do. They could be broken down. You could automate them with pretty simple Python code, API calls, LLM queries.
So less magic, more structure.
Precisely. Define the steps, make them nodes in a workflow. That became Gumloop's core idea, much more practical.
Okay, so they land on this idea, then things move fast, right? Y Combinator, a seed round,
And then, boom, a Series A just 4 months after the seed. 4 months.
which led to them being, in Max's words, overfunded. But they say tiny, now just 9 people.
Which is just so unusual. Most companies, they get that cash, they hire like mad.
Right. So why? Why stay so small? Is it purely about saving money or lean efficiency or something else?
It seems deeper than just efficiency.
Hmm.
Max talks about his time, and presumably others' time, at places like Amazon, Microsoft, big companies.
Mm-hmm.
And the takeaway was, small teams are really fun. They move way faster. And crucially, you avoid being stuck in meetings all day, every day.
Ah, the meeting fatigue. We've all been there.
Totally. So it's a
Okay.
conscious choice. They're designing the company around staying small to keep that speed, yes, but also the enjoyment, the flow.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so if that's the philosophy, small, fast, fun, how on earth do you build the team for that? Because the pressure on each person must be immense.
Right, which brings us to their hiring. They call it hyper-selective
Yeah.
and not just, picky. Max is super, super picky.
Painful even.
Yeah, he admits it's painful, but essential. Think about it. With, say, 8 people, one bad hire isn't just a drag. It could actually sink the whole thing.
Yeah, the impact is huge.
So the standard has to be incredibly high. They got this advice apparently from an Instacart co-founder, basically saying, if you're not extremely excited, like jumping up and down excited about a candidate,
If it's not a no-brainer.
then don't even think about it. Just pass. It has to be an absolute yes.
Wow. That's a high bar.
It is. And it means they do. Hundreds of interviews, loads of work trials. They really put people through the ringer, to be sure.
And this ties into their product-led hiring idea, which I found fascinating. Can you explain that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Basically, they've had people who were customers using Gumloop, loving it so much.
That they quit their jobs to come work there.
Exactly. 2 examples were mentioned. One person from Instacart, who found Gumloop as a user, is now handling their enterprise relationships. Another was an expert in Webflow and Zapier, running automation workshops. Used Gumloop, loved it, now he's their head of education and community.
So the advantage is what? They already get it.
Totally. They already loved the product. They came in with a ton of insight from a user perspective. And crucially, Max says, they didn't need convincing or inspiring to join. They wanted to be there already. Huge advantage.
Okay, so you find these potential superstars. How do you really know they'll fit and perform in this intense small team setup? You mentioned work trials.
Right, they take this really seriously. They do these team retreats, rent an Airbnb for 4 days, and just hack together.
And they claim they make crazy progress, like 3 weeks of progress in just those few days.
Yeah, that's the claim. Intense focus. But here's the key part for hiring. They bring candidates into these sessions.
Candidates join the retreat before getting an offer.
For several days, yeah. They work alongside the team as if they already joined the company.
Wow. Trial by fire, almost.
Kind of. Max calls it the only way you'll actually know if you want to work with someone. It lets both sides see the reality. Leads to total confidence, apparently.
And you can really only do that effectively if your whole team fits in an Airbnb, right?
Exactly. It's another thing that's only possible because they're deliberately small. The size enables the hiring process.
Okay, makes sense. So you've hired these amazing, carefully selected people. How do you set them up to actually be amazing? Let's talk lean operations, building and automating.
First big thing, almost no meetings,
Music to many ears, I'm sure.
right? Their goal is calendars that are ideally totally blank. Especially for engineers, let them focus.
So they can build exceptional product, not just talk about building it for hours.
That's the idea. Let them actually do the work. Now, the exception is Max himself. His calendar is apparently insane
Why is that?
because he's the main interface with customers, constantly talking to users, gathering feedback, understanding their needs, which then feeds back into the team.
Okay, so someone has the meetings, just not the builders, ideally.
Pretty much. And again, it's easier to ditch sync meetings when you don't have like 5 different people on one project all needing to align constantly. Small size helps here too.
And then there's this idea of just letting people build. Max's role changing.
Yeah, he talked about how he used to be involved in like every little feature, but now,
He says he hired people better than I am at basically everything.
which is a big statement for a founder. So his job shifted. Now he focuses on inspiring the direction. He gives the team stupid descriptions of features based on his customer chats.
Stupid descriptions.
His words. Like maybe just the core idea or the user problem. And then he trusts the team to figure out the how and actually build it.
Taking a back seat. That requires a lot of trust.
Huge trust. But he says it's only possible because he hired people he genuinely believes are better than him at the execution part.
Is there a risk there, though? If he steps back too much, relies too much on automation, could they miss things, lose that founder intuition?
It's a fair question.
Yeah.
But I think the mitigation is that his calendar is still packed with customer calls. He's not disconnected from the market.
Ah, right.
He's hands-on with the what and the why from the customer perspective, just hands-off on the how of building it. It's about leverage, using that small, high-talent team effectively.
And a huge part of that leverage comes from automating everything, right?
Yeah.
Using their own product, Gumloop, internally.
Oh, absolutely. They dog food their own product like crazy, automating basically every part of the business.
To the point where if they find something they can't automate with Gumloop,
They build a new feature in Gumloop so that they can automate it. It's
Yeah.
a constant cycle of improving their own efficiency by improving their product.
can you give some specific examples? What are they automating?
Sure. Okay. So before any meeting, say with a customer, workflows automatically pull together these deep research reports.
What's in them?
Customer usage data. Are they a power user? What features have they tried? What plan are they on? Everything you'd need to know.
Uh-huh.
Saves tons of prep time.
Okay, that's useful.
Another one, getting notified about interesting signups. Someone from a big company or someone with a specific profile. And the system even drafts outreach emails.
Wow, automating sales outreach.
Yeah, and Max says this contributes significantly to their growth. It's proactive and efficient.
That's clever. Any other examples?
One more really interesting one. They have a Gumloop workflow that reads something like 50,000 AI chatbot messages every day.
50,000. What's it looking for?
It's identifying patterns of user confusion. Where are people getting stuck? What questions keep coming up? That feeds directly back into product development decisions.
Using automation to understand user pain points at scale.
Exactly. And all these automations, they estimate save each employee maybe 3 or 4 hours of manual tasks every single day.
3 or 4 hours per person. That's massive.
It's huge. That's time freed up to actually build and improve the core product. That's how a tiny team can potentially punch way above its weight.
Okay, so hyper-selective hiring, intense automation, minimal meetings. What holds it all together? Let's talk culture.
Right, the purposeful culture. A key element seems to be this internal challenge Max throws out. What if we built it today?
That sounds demanding.
It is. It drives super rapid iteration. shipping fast. He mentioned building something in 45 minutes with Cursor, which is this AI coding tool, so pushing the boundaries of speed.
But doesn't that lead straight to burnout if you're always asking, what if we did it today?
But that's the crucial caveat he makes. It has to be balanced with fun.
Okay.
He explicitly says, if you're always asking, what if we did it today on a Friday night at 8 p.m., then people are going to have a bad time. So the intensity needs an offset.
And they offset it.
Those retreats we mentioned, they're not just work sessions. They deliberately pick tool places, have great food, do fun stuff, rock climbing, biking, whatever.
So work hard, play hard, basically.
Pretty much. He frames it as essential to offset the intensity of building with such a kind of like crazy timeline. It makes the pace sustainable, hopefully.
And again, much easier to organize fun retreats for 9 people than for 90.
Absolutely. Size enables the fun, which enables the intensity. It's all connected.
What else defines their culture?
Their company handbook is apparently a big deal. It's public.
Public. Why?
Transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
It captures everything that we say internally, puts their values out there, and it acts as a filter and magnet for talent.
How so?
Potential hires can read it and know what we're about before they even meet us. It helps attract people who are already aligned with their way of working. Kind of pre-screens for culture fit.
Interesting. Okay, so before we wrap this up, there was that disclaimer from Max.
Right, the dose of humility. He basically admits, look, maybe this is all working because of our strategy. Or maybe we're just getting lucky over and over.
Love the honesty.
Yeah, he urges people to take his advice with a grain of salt. Which is good advice in general, right? Every situation is different.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's recap this deep dive. Gumloop. Aiming for unicorn status with under 10 people. The core ideas seem to be
1, hyper-selective hiring. Being super, super picky, using work trials, finding people who already love the product.
2, lean operations. Almost no meetings. Empowering great people to just build and automating absolutely everything internally using their own product.
And 3, a purposeful culture. Balancing that intense, what have we built it today? Drive with real fun and transparency through things like the public handbook.
It's a fascinating model. Deliberately small, incredibly fast, trying to make it fun.
So the final thought maybe for you listening is, how does this challenge your assumptions? Given Gumloop's focus on speed, extreme talent density, radical automation, what does it make you question about traditional team sizes or structures or growth plans in your own world?
Yeah, how could that small, fast, and fun idea maybe change how you tackle your next big project or think about your own organization? Something to chew on.